Now we are live. How is everybody?
We're so back. We're so back.
We're so back. Yeah, when was that last one we did? Was it like a month ago? Has it been every month?
It's been a few weeks because I had a meeting on the last one that was you and Alice. So yeah, it's been like a month since
Oh, that's right. Oh,
yeah,
that's right.
so
I did do one with Dallas recently.
yes.
Hmm. Has anything exciting? Well, everyone introduce yourself. Go around because we have new people tonight. Alice. Who's Alice? Is this Susie or Sam? I'll do it.
I'm Alice always.
Always Alice.
Where are you from, Alice?
Ohio. Good old Ohio.
Okay. Imaginary place. Got it. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, you're in Tennessee, right?
Yes. Yeah, I moved to Tennessee about a year ago. I am originally from Florida.
Okay.
I live in Florida.
Where?
I live in Melbourne.
I'm from Fort Myers.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Where do you like Tennessee?
I love it. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Different. It's very different.
Yeah.
There's no water, but it's pretty nice.
I'm originally from Louisiana, so I'm used to no water and the sticks. I'm from the sticks, so
I was on the Gulf Coast too, so Gulf Coast for life.
For sure.
Nothing exciting has happened in my life recently.
Whatever.
That's
how we're all here.
Nope, not a thing.
Nothing.
I haven't heard of anything.
It's so funny because everyone else is taking it a lot harder than I am. You're like even last night I was at a Liberty on the Rocks event. Shout out Liberty on the Rocks. They have a couple around the country, but they have like a soapboxing at the beginning, 30 seconds. So now I'm more focused on. I really want to make a really good campaign program and help people now that I did it, right? So I know. So like I get up and I'm all stoked and I'm like, but I lost, like everyone just like laughs, like. But I'm so proud. I'm so proud of what I did get for what it all was, right? So
everyone's proud of you. Campaigning's freaking brutal, dude. It's absolutely brutal. It's like not only another full-time job, it's actually like 2 more full-time jobs because you have to be like the in-person person and the online person and then still your fucking family person. And just it's rough. So you did amazing.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, that's why I had to do it because I have no fucking excuse not to. Because I don't have to work, I don't have kids, so I'm like, I had no excuse, and that's the best way to learn. Like, what's the best way to actually get schooled on it? So, but I'm super excited moving forward. We have next year to go, and I'm like, we're gonna do it. Like, now, we know even tonight after we're done, I'm having a call where we're just gonna debrief because we're just gonna make a whole program out of it. So that's exciting.
That is exciting. Awesome. Also, now you have name recognition. Just let you know that now. Like name recognition is huge. And like people, this is your first race. And so now people know your name. And so many people get elected just off that. Like you would be shocked at how many candidates get elected just because like people had heard their name before. Yeah. Like that's an incumbent. That guy was an incumbent, right?
Yeah, he'd been there for 12 years, and he had run once before then too in laws. And so now he turned out of that. Yeah, and then he turned out of at large, and now he was doing the district specific. So it was his career, and all the progressives won, and the bureaucrats won. So, but now they get me at city council meetings. Now I'm gonna be there representing the 4,960 people who did vote for me as a citizen representative. I'm gonna do analysis. It'll be on my other YouTube channel with my name on it. I'm going to get that all out there. And now I don't have to behave as much. I mean, I'll behave. I'm not going to go in Alex Stein, right off the bat. Right. But, I'm going to and I'm going to say shit. I can't wait to say, I'm already planning out the conversations and what I was because I got to meet the people who are there still and hang out with them a little bit at events. And so the guy who beat me, he years ago in a newspaper and recently on a call we were with high schoolers, he's always saying, well, you can't really, the voters just don't understand things. And basically saying people are too stupid to vote, which the wrongness of democracy aside, right? But if you're going to add such shit to people, they should be able to vote on it or not. And then so I'm so excited to be Oh, and Bob, remember how you've said so many times how people just they don't know what they're voting for, and blah blah. And I'll be like, that really worked in your favor, didn't it?
Do it.
I don't even know if that I got to get all these things like ready to go. You know, I got to have them ready to. So that's what I spend my day thinking about.
Well, it's a strategy because that's no one goes in there without strategy. They may look like they just like were like, oh yeah, I just thought of this, boom boom, pew pew pew, but they did not. They did not.
Yeah.
Every bullet loaded in that gun was thought out. It was methodical, and so you're doing the right things. And I think that's exactly that's the best way to turn your
out here too, because we have freestatecolorado.com. Brandon, like, because we were I was at an event I was out on Tuesday night with a county affiliate. I was out last night at Liberty on the Rocks. I'm going out Saturday night again. Like, this is my fucking life now. But I'm like, why don't people show up? Half the time we just go fucking drinking and hanging at bars. Like, start showing up, people. That's all it is. Like, literally. Yeah, you have to do the business once in a while, but yeah, I'm just like Brandon Wark and me. We're like last night because we always go out to the bar after the event, and it's like we're just so excited. Like it's like tomorrow I'm going down to the Capitol because they called a special session about the shit they tried to pass that we voted down. So I'm like, he's gonna be there all day, and like we're gonna be filming people, and like because he's really good at. He has a very liberty-minded view set of what's going on, which there isn't. The news is always one way or the other, and there's no like this is actual like. Hey, as a citizen, that's what the government is doing to you. Like, not necessarily left or right culture war shit. So it's exciting to do that kind of stuff. Okay, hey, everyone in the chat, by the way. Hey, King of Yetis, Daniel, Soundwave.
Oh, hey, everybody. Yay.
And Amit and Stoners in YouTube.
Oh, of course.
I am evolving into Salty Mommy, Soundwave, because you can be totally like snotty towards these assholes. So I'm going to be. They created 100%. The monster. Literally, if they didn't do COVID, I wouldn't be up in their shit. But here we are now. They groomed me.
A lot of us got here for real. Like I've been in the LP since 2016, but I mean, COVID, I got involved. Like I got involved at the county level, school board level, like all of it. I was like, fuck that.
Yeah, they really shook us up. Like, okay, if it's our last hope, I mean, it's who knows if it'll be like the political process will ever work in the end, but it's a tool we fucking have to use. And so let's fucking, that's what they've done. And they're so fucking organized. They have people showing up within minutes, you know, like they are so fucking organized. We have a lot of catching up to do, but
they have paid actors.
Yeah. Act Blue. They got Act Blue and all that.
Yeah. So, I mean, but you're right. It is the tool that we're given. So the best thing to do with that is hone it and use it to your advantage, right? Yeah. And in Colorado, you definitely have, with you've got Free State Colorado, you've got so much working for you. And you had 4,700 votes, dude.
Right? Oh,
like that's crazy.
That's a lot. It's a lot for a local election. That's a lot.
Oh yeah, I was so happy. It was so funny when at the party, which I mean I knew it was going one way or the other. Like I was okay with either thing, but I heard someone say, "Oh, once finally we got numbers," they're like, "Oh, it doesn't look good." And then I looked at the TV and on the projector, and I was just like, I didn't even care that I lost. I was like, "Oh my god, I got 4,000 votes!" Like,
that's amazing.
Holy shit!
Yeah. So cool.
They just do a bubble with my name next to it. Like,
yeah, no, it's so cool, and it's definitely a platform. You you have your Twitter platform, which is solid, and then now it's translated into real life, and all you can do with that is take it and run with it. What else are you gonna do? Just run. And yeah, I think it's awesome. I'm so proud of you.
The campaign experience, like you said, you're going to be kind of going through how you did it, what you did for your campaign. You did a good job at play-by-playing that, kind of like the struggles of it, the wins of it, the speed bumps, all the things you had to go around. It's really helpful for people in your position trying to do local elections to kind of get a preview of that. Like, what the fuck are you getting into? So you did a great job just kind of showing everything for what it was. And I think it's smart that you're homegirl CD said, just take it and run with it. Keep going with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'll ever run again. But even though they're all like trying to get, they're state level. They want me in at the state house, which I would. That you can be a little more like ridiculous at the state house too if you get in. So I'm like,
everybody loves more ridiculous.
Yeah, because they're all ridiculous. They have like
they are
ridiculous people passing ridiculous laws, So hey, Lucas. Oh yes, Lucas Hardar likes your choker. I liked your choker too.
Oh, thank you.
and I don't know if you know the QAnon people think that if you wear a choker, you're a trans man. so
we like
that I wasn't.
What?
Yeah. I said who said I wasn't.
Yeah, they're so
just
goofy.
Kidding. Man. I'm not. I birthed children.
Birther.
Yeah, what do they say?
I'm a birthing person.
Birthing person. That's what it is. Yeah.
And we got to see a lot more data because we had the canvassing software. So we're now we're like, look at all these registered LP people not doing shit. We gotta like reach out to them and get them. And we did make a lot more contacts with them. And thanks, Stoner. Stoner's not on Twitter, so he didn't get to see what happened the night that I lost.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are you talking about? She's out there
Stoner.
in the streets.
Sorry. If you don't want to hang with us on Twitter, then you don't get to see the things. Thank you, though. Thank you for the $2.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Stoner.
So what else? What else is going on? How many days are you at, TD?
140. I'm almost 35.
Okay. That's
nice. 37, something like that.
Sober.
I am sober.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a baby sober. So
congratulations.
Yeah, so thank you so much. I made 4 months last Monday. So I'm like, yeah. It's it's crazy.
Baby? Like a baby sober would be like a week.
I was gonna say like 2 weeks.
I feel like such a baby sober. I started step work, which is like working your 12 steps, and oh my god, it's intense.
You got really they make you self-reflect like hell, don't they? And
I took a women's group class on shame and guilt with
God, I could teach that some bit.
And with Brene Brown's book, a Brene Brown book, and it was excellent. Like, it was really excellent. It was 12 weeks. It was a lot. It was very intense, but I really wanted to take that so that I would have a solid foundation to start the steps, because it's about building shame resilience. Like, so because like the steps oh my gosh, things that I like don't even really remember, and then they come to you and you're like, oh my god, I did that. Oh my god, I did that.
Intense. The things you were covering up when you were drinking to not feel like that's what
exactly
you're trying to not feel.
That, yeah. Like, so I was a big number. Like, I was a big number, which I guess every alcoholic is, but like I was a big number. I was also had a debilitating dependency on marijuana, and I have no problem saying that. So I had to give up both at the same time, and it was really hard, but it's better now. So yeah. So thanks for asking, Mommy. Yeah, doing good. This was fun this week. I don't know. I thought it was fun. So we know that GQ is magazine of pussies, but so it's not like, I consider that a women's magazine 100%, because all the men in there like to wear dresses. Hey Brady. So this year, the man of the year is a woman, which is so appropriate for GQ. Again, all the pussies. And it's Kim Kardashian. She is the man of the year for GQ.
I think I saw those pictures. Yeah, let me pull that
and
up.
I said, I thought that was just really
like trans man. They're just straight picking a woman.
Yeah, just straight picking a woman. Yep. Not like say, first place goes to
invade their spaces too.
That's kind of how I felt. I was like, boys, how does it feel? But then it's like the men in my life are like, I don't think trans men should be anywhere near women. And I don't think or trans women, whatever, the man to the woman, whatever that one is, that shouldn't be in women's spaces. So yeah. And so no, I'm like Kim Kardashian on the cover of GQ with looking like a whore, which is fine, which is fine.
I
Eating
like whores.
Cheetos. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's cool. I mean, like see almost naked, you know what I mean? That's cool, man.
I want
And
to see it.
Oh, it's
You see it? I put this
Oh.
up. I was laughing because Bunny, she tagged me in it, and she was like, "So I don't know if sounds so girly and people don't get it, but like the Sex and the City show was actually kind of funny. It was fucking funny, and it was back. It wasn't trying to be woke. It wasn't trying to do shit. It was just like funny sexual humor, right?
It was so good.
Yeah, and they had. Do you remember when Charlotte dressed up like a man? So
yes,
anytime, it was so funny. Like they did this 20 years ago. Okay, like they did everything on that show. That's now like she would try being Polly, and they're like, yeah, fuck that, that's stupid, or or they
yeah.
It's like everything that turned into woke shit. They were like, which I know their new show. I didn't watch the new one, but it sounded like
no, I wouldn't watch that. I wouldn't watch that. But the old one, yes, I was a big fan of Sex and the City back in the day.
Yeah, I could watch any rerun of that anytime,
all day, any episode. Just throw it on.
Samantha, I'm like, that bitch was fucking funny. Even
dude,
like
Samantha was my favorite.
To laugh at some of that shit. Like,
so my name's Samantha. My daughter is Charlotte, and I didn't know it at the time, but because I always loved that name. But one of my cousins was like, you're like half the cast of Sex and the City now, right? And I was like, well, at least my daughter's the fucking classy one.
yeah. She was the goody two shoes that was always clutching her pearls.
And she was like all traditional. And,
no, I thought that show was a great representation of like all kinds of modern women. And I just love it. I just love Sex and the City.
It was like ridiculous situations sometimes.
Oh yeah,
funny and like just goofy. Oh wait,
yeah,
there's some other sobers in the chat. Hold on, King was 6 months of a substance. He said, so good job, King.
Awesome.
And then Dr. Jenks 9 months on Tuesday.
Awesome.
Good job, guys.
I
haven't been sober for days, so whatever. Just kidding.
No shame.
Hanging out with libertarians, man. Like,
yeah, my man said in the comments, I was sober since the last time, so that's where we're at.
For sure.
Yeah, everyone go follow Not a Real Pod. So you guys just set up your Rumble. This is a newer Rumble for you, right? The Not a Real.
Yeah, I don't know if we're streaming on it right now or not, but we're gonna stream
there, and then on YouTube.
We have Not a Real Pod. I just direct it. He's the host. He's the pretty one.
Oh, stop.
And
I heard him.
But no, I get the guests. I get I had Forest Mommy on. We had like a debate show. We've had like Iraq vet, lots of Liberty kind of people, some not Liberty people, lots of local advocates. We had like a young woman who's she's big on fighting the corruption in adoption services and how the older adopted or children up for adoption are treated across the states and the different laws and how they're used to get money. And it's just we do a lot of different stuff, and we're gonna have like a record label on after Thanksgiving. It's all over the place, but it's good.
Very cool. Yeah,
cool. I like that debate, and that's why I knew it. Like how I saw you like just getting mad at what was the other guy's name? Roger. Just because he is like he's not like he was trying to take a side so bad, and you were just not that we're not minded like that. And you're
I don't like people dying. I don't know how else to say that.
Nope.
I don't know how
you're saying you're
yeah, they're just so like what a weird time.
Alice, I don't even know if you watched it, Alice, but that is essentially how he was talking to us. He was like, so
I believe it. That's how people are right now.
Gross.
She checked out after a minute. She was just like, yeah, well, same as she said, like, I don't know what else to tell you.
So weird how people get like, I think it's funny. Ben Shapiro is like having this total meltdown right now. And I'm like, aren't you the one who would freak out because anything that you said against LGBTQ AIIP people meant you were homophobe and transphobe or you're racist when it came to saying this stuff? And you've been fighting this, saying, well, I'm not racist or I'm not this, I'm just saying that. But when somebody's like, hey, I don't really like innocent people dying, especially children, and he's like, you're anti-Semitic.
Yep. Okay.
Also, what happened to all that talk about the Ukrainian war? I'm just saying, like, he was the one that was like, we need to go kill some Russians,
Yeah.
and like now it's like, we need to go kill, and I don't know. I just gross.
Well,
it's just
he's
gross.
he's a warmonger.
Yeah, he's a warmonger. I mean,
he's a Republican. Sure. He loves war. Like,
yeah. But
that's
like only, and then like good and bad, right? Which is like, I just can't, like, if you still think that America is the good guy, you're Delulu. You are Delulu. And let's so I mean, I don't like funding babies dying. I don't like bombing. I don't like I don't like intelligence agencies. I don't like I don't like the whole industrial complex. So that doesn't make me anti-Semitic. I mean, I know lots of Jews, whatever. We can't say Jew. Sorry, Jays.
We can't say it anymore.
Well, I think YouTube don't like it or something.
Oh,
and
I don't even care about my YouTube channel. So whatever.
We're only here for stoner.
Yeah.
And but yeah, the Jays, whatever. The Jays, whatever. I just don't like babies being bombed and dying on either side.
I don't care where they're from. I don't care where they live. Yeah, it's
because there's no reason for it too. There's no fucking reason for it. Like,
exactly.
And like that country and that conflict is like a long way away from me, and like it's really sad. And yeah, YouTube. Thank you. Thanks, Robert. Yeah.
I didn't watch it, but I've seen clips. But did you watch the Dave Smith, Laura Loomer thing?
I tried.
I haven't seen any of it yet. Was it good or bad?
It was awful.
I heard people say they tried to watch and got off, but there were some good clips. And just talking like you said, even on ROTC, they played the. I'm like, yeah, they played the clip with that, and it was like where she's like, well, they went out. They're basically saying it's okay for blowback, and that's or like that they voted for Hamas, so they deserve whatever they get for not overtaking Hamas, right? Hamas, whatever. But then he basically said, like, am I responsible then for what the American government has done? He listed all the shit we've done, all these people we've killed. So he said, because I haven't overthrown the government doing that, then I deserve to die too, and she's just so like right and left that like she really was. What was your takeaway from what you did watch, CD?
Oh, Jigsaw up there. I hate that bitch. Tell her to her face.
How is she even? I have such a weird. Where do these political I know she's like been around and was Trump and all this shit, but like there's just so many political commentators. I'm like, who are you and why? Why?
I don't understand why they stay. Their staying power. Does that make it like okay? They existed. Okay, like she was with Trump, or I don't even know what she did, and I don't care. Anyway, so what I did watch was boring. It was a lot of like to me, it was just a lot of like history. So like she would go into all this history and Dave would try and bring it back to like today, right now. Like the Zionist, we're not talking about the Zionist movement. We're not debating the Zionist movement, ma'am. We are talking about the conflict of today. Yeah, ma'am. And so I thought he did a good job of trying to be like, yeah, that's true. Anyway, it doesn't justify babies dying today. So the clips that are good. That was like the highlights of it. Like I think Dave had some really good moments. I think Dave won. Like I said, if you're debating like the conflict, obviously Dave won because she was just like, you're a Jew hater.
And he came from an anti-war side, which that's something else people don't understand. Like Roger on your shirt, they do not understand what anti-war, like how we feel. Like it's got to be.
I think it's also dumb that he's a Jew and she's calling him a Jew hater. Like, you just sound stupid. Like, homie is a Jew. Like, he married a Jew, so his babies could be Jewish. Like, I don't understand. You can't. He's anti-war.
Yes. It's a fundamental of the movement we're in, being anti-war, and all of a sudden that goes out the fucking window because I don't know why. Like, give me a good reason why that fundamental goes out the window. Give me this conflict is millennia in existence, okay? Like, it's centuries and centuries and centuries old. It spikes back up again. More and more people are in our boat, and with the availability of information are just like, can we not just kill each other? And people are actually against that, and it blows my mind.
Yeah, it's amazing to see in society. We used to be a proper country that was isolationist. And now, we're just the police. And then as a result of being the police, somehow it went from being the world police to now we have to take Israel's side. Like, it's like being the world police and they expect us to come in and be the good guy. But whenever it comes to Israel gets a special pass. Like, we have to support Israel no matter what. If they were the first, if they kill 50,000 babies, somehow America in the uniparty sphere, you're either for Israel or you hate the Jays. You're either for Israel or you hate Jays. And I just like that is not, that's dangerous. It's so dangerous. That thinking is so dangerous. Whenever we were killing insurgents, which I ain't never heard of nobody called insurgents, so we could kill all them motherfuckers. No one gave. It
was excellent branding, by the way. Really good branding they did to like dehumanize a whole.
Right. Yeah, insurgents. Well, you can just go kill all them motherfuckers. I don't know, no insurgents. Nope. And so now they are Jewish children. They're like, what, that we should care. And then I'm a Christian. I go to and so like there's a whole movement in that. Where like if you go to church and like
you have to support Israel. Yeah, you met my mother. My mother was posting stuff on Instagram, and I'm like, I have given her enough already to read, and she started reading it. I remember when they were on the Israel part, and she was like, "No, this is wrong. Like, it's like,
yeah,
and she's I'm like, why?
We as Christians are called. We're called to pray for peace over the world, and we're not here to debate whose babies have more value of their life over the other. It's a life, and we stand for life. So I pray for peace all the time, everywhere, regardless if there's a conflict going on or not, because every life is important. And I don't care what they believe or what their parents believe. So therefore they're little children. They're innocents. I pray for innocence all the time. And as Christians, that's all we should be doing. That's all we should be doing. There shouldn't be, oh, well, this one's brown and this one's a little less brown, so we got to pray for that one.
Or in this instance, the wrong shade of brown.
The wrong shade of brown. Thank you. Okay. Thanks, Sam. Yeah. So I think it's sad, and I think I think people forget that in all this. The value of a life isn't dictated by what their religion is. We don't, as a Christian, you know what I mean? Like, I guess if you're a Jew and you just like that's between y'all, you know what I mean? Like, that's not for me to decide. Like Sam said, that's been going on forever. That's going to keep going on. Like, so I'm not here to debate that. I just pray for peace and for God's presence to envelop you guys. That's it. Like, I'm not here to tell you. So no, it's terrible. And Laura Loomer is God, I hate her. God.
It's just a grift to them. I was thinking this today. I'm like, other than a couple Twitter bucks here and there and a few super chats here and there, I'm making fucking no money at this bullshit. So that's how like I'm in it to win it. And like my friend, like our hearts are in it because we aren't making shit. And like I don't even want to either. Like I don't even necessarily need the power. Like I'm just so in it at this point, but I'm not, because people need a different point of view than those people,
right.
Like.
Yeah. No, and yeah, especially in this time when it's like you're anti-Semitic if you don't think we should support a war. Like that's crazy. Like people need to hear you can just not like war.
I just
Full
don't know where
stop.
the dichotomy comes from for these dudes, especially in allegedly the same liberty movement I'm in, where that came from. Like I don't understand when it became okay. When did it become okay that suddenly these lives in this part of the world aren't as important as the ones you've been fighting for the last however long you've been in this party? Like when did we flip the switch? That's what I'm trying to figure out. And they keep using the word straw, like the guy who was in the Coliseum debate with us. Everyone keeps calling him a straw man, and I've been like, yeah, it's kind of true. Like,
Yeah. No,
I mean, I'm friends with the guy.
disheartening.
Everything else besides this, we were in national convention. I met him out there. Everything was great. And then, I mean, I still consider him a friend. I can't understand someone who is so quick to call out the fundamentals of this party on everyone else. And this one thing, you're going to support death. Like this one. Why? Tell me, give me a good reason beside some bullshit nap exception. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
What?
Yeah, like it got weird. I'm not gonna lie.
Who did you say who this was, or did you just were you being vague?
Oh no, this was the guy in the Coliseum with us the week before.
Oh yeah. Roger.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, what?
Yeah.
It's a nap exception for the J babies? What?
This is like, I have like, I'm still on my like year-long political podcast fast, but so I don't listen like the bigger, but I haven't listened to like Tom Woods in forever. Do you guys listen to Tom Woods?
Yeah. No.
Because someone was saying he did one. So someone was explaining to me last night, like Tom Woods did a podcast about basically why this is happening, especially with like religious. Why do the Christians here in America, why are they all of a sudden like, oh, so pro-Israel when they're not like listening? You know what I mean? So we were both drunk. So I was like, what? He was trying to explain it to me.
Huh?
But we'll have to find that. I guess I have to find that episode then. Not like that. That's my whole thing. Like I didn't want other influences in my head this year. I wanted to like, but yeah, it's not to say like it'll be the end all, but I just like hearing ideas of like, because it is like, it's like when everyone falls in line for shit, like everyone falls in line for the Ukraine or what, it's just like, it's so like uniform and quick or fall in line for the COVID shit. Like when people just fall in line without thinking, like, I don't know, it's weird. Anyways. Oh, Adam said he might watch it. It was using a weird word. Yeah, you know it, because he did bring up Rapture. I do remember that. So it must have been that. Yeah, Adam in the chat saying like it was beyond his scope. And I'm like, yeah, it sounded like it was.
Tom Woods brought up the Rapture.
It's on this Tom Woods thing when he's explaining these, like it's almost like not, I don't know, he's explaining the yeah, I don't even know how to explain it. I gotta find it, try it.
Dude, when people start talking Rapture talk, man, I'm out. Like I can't. Yeah. I'm out. Like we need to just worry about today. You're just supposed to worry about today. We don't need to be worrying about like Jesus coming when he's gonna come. We don't pump the brakes.
Jesus was a Jew. Mic drop.
Mic drop. Yeah, I and then they kill, and then but that's my so Jesus was a Jew, and then some Christians will be like the Jews killed Jesus, and it's like you people are insufferable. You people are so.
Like, that's the perfect word. Insufferable is the perfect word.
Like what?
Yeah, that's so many people now. They're just insufferable, and they want to be insufferable. Like the whole anytime you complain and ruin everybody's experience because you're supposedly offended or something, like you're just a shitty fucking person. Like think of everything we sit through all day where someone's like, I don't like that, I don't like this, but to make it a bad situation for everybody there then and make a big deal about it, it's just like
when you can literally just choose to not participate.
Yeah,
choose to walk away. People are doing their thing, you go do your thing. Not everyone has to do what the fuck you do.
A-Dubs just got in the chat and he says milk. So thank you, everybody. Milk trucks arrived.
We showed up today, baby. We showed up today. This was
He's
fun.
referring to me, especially
mommy for sure. Oh, okay. So this was fun. So Pink, the artist, Pink, she's coming to Florida on tour, and she said that she was going to give out banned books at her shows, which banned books in Florida is pretty much the banned book list is pretty much like every other banned book list in America for like school libraries. But our banned book list includes the I'm not even gonna plug the name. Fuck that. It's the one with the pornography that tells little kids how to go find
It's got a fucking
pornography
drawing
and
of
how
a
to
butthole and taint.
yeah, and how to have butt sex. And yeah, and with cartoons and shit. Yeah, it's and that's the book that so everyone's like, so you're gonna hand out porn to little children. That's what you're gonna do at your show. So people started. So what was so funny, first of all, was that she quote tweeted this little tiny libertarian. I think she was like libertarian Latina or something like this little bitty
yeah.
account. And so I thought it was interesting that all of Pink's people like dogpile on this lady. And all she did was speak the truth and say that Pink is a deranged Democrat, which she is. And then but libs of TikTok gets involved and they're like Pink is so that she was quote tweeting libs of TikTok.
Yeah, I can follow that.
And yeah, then this poor lady just gets blown up, and they think they ratio her, which I thought was funny because Pink was the one that got ratioed. And she did not respond. She didn't say anything because she's a dumbass and she didn't know what the fuck she's talking about. And yeah, people like were just spamming her with pictures from that book.
Imagine not wanting to give kids pornography makes you an extremist. Imagine that. That's the world we're in right now. Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
No, I'm like,
They said Daniel said she vaxxed. I remember she did a vaccine commercial.
Oh,
at one point, didn't she?
Oh yeah. She's crazy California. She's all California. She's crazy California. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I wouldn't support a Pink nothing to save my life. No. And I think her kid is almost trans or some shit. Like
yeah,
she's trans a tomboy out of her little child. Yeah, it's sick. It's disgusting. Anyway, I thought that was cool. Good for the people that like spammed that lady. Spammed her. You gonna give porn to little kids? That's cool. We'll make sure we never come to your concert ever.
Kamikaze said, "Isn't Pink Ron Perlman stunt double?"
Bro, looks it. Y'all saw that picture? I know y'all saw that picture. She looks it too, dude.
This is the word I was looking up before. I'm gonna look up the. I am not saying that.
Dispensationalism.
Definition of shit. Let's see. A belief in a system of historical progression as revealed in the Bible, consisting of a series of stages in God's self-revelation and plan of salvation. So he was I guess it must be the like, so there's things in the Bible that are like, okay, it's almost like different eras, kind of, that according to the Bible.
Okay, I've heard that. Okay, I guess I just never heard it be called this. Maybe I have, but I don't remember it.
Let's try to learn something.
Yeah, let's learn something.
I'm trying to pull up a.
I was raised Catholic. I don't know shit about the Bible.
Yeah, I was raised Catholic too, so I'm recovering. I'm in recovery for many things, but I tell that all the time to my Christian friends who weren't raised Catholic, and I'm like, read your Bible because there's a whole bunch of people out there that don't know that you can. Yeah. And they go to church right down the street and they don't know that they can read their Bible.
My dad's actually in Colorado too, and he's there. Like he was born in Ireland, Irish Catholic, when they moved over here. One of 12 kids. Raised us all Catholic. We're one of 3 girls. I'm one of 3 girls. And when he went out to Colorado in his like late 40s, when he retired, there's not a lot of Catholic churches out there, and he eventually like, you know what, Catholicism isn't really like the way. All through after 4, almost 5 decades of being a Catholic, he finally dropped it.
Good for him. Freedom. There's freedom when you leave the tyranny of the Catholic Church.
I have a super chat over in Rumble. I'll put it up in a minute, but I'm one thing at a time. I'm doing pretty good with the text.
You are doing great. You're doing great.
Mayo Ryan says, unfortunately, Peak is from Doylestown, Pennsylvania, like an hour from me. Oh, I'm sorry. She probably doesn't live there anymore, though, right?
Okay, man before the
flood. Okay, so it's kind of like these different eras. It seems like. Oh, let me get that comment out. So, man before flood, man after flood, the Abraham. Like Abraham time,
Abraham. That's Abraham. Yeah, that's Abraham. Yeah.
And then the Moses time, and then the Christ time, and then tribulation, which that's maybe we're in the tribulation. I wonder.
Yeah, I always thought we were in tribulation, and we were just going to ride that one out till I don't know.
But like
way past after
tribulation.
After I'm dead, I don't know. I don't got to worry because I'll be dead. So let somebody else figure that out. So. I've heard this too, that this particular conflict, which I'm like, so the 7 days war, like, let's go back. The 7 days war wasn't part of the Bible. Like all of a sudden this particular conflict is, because I've heard that many times that, oh, well, this particular, it's biblical. It's biblical. It's part of the end times. And so maybe this is two different things, but I've heard that multiple times. And I'm like, well, Israel specifically has been around since 1948. And there have been many, many conflicts between their neighbors and them this whole time. So what is it about this conflict, 2023, that's different from, the 7 Day War, Yom Kippur, whatever, everything under Arafat, like none of that, just this. Hey, I'm just, like, it just seems like, cherry picking.
Yes, cherry picking, fucking ridiculous.
The parts that fit some sort of, I don't know, like we're gonna justify this to the nth degree. So like being Israel's like friend isn't enough. Now we have to go after the Christian American sector, and we got to tell them that this is biblical. So we got to send out a memo to all the mega churches in America, and everyone needs to preach this gospel that this is biblical. So everyone needs to be on board with this.
So now is it, if you don't support Israel, then you're not a Christian?
It's, if you don't support Israel, you should, because which I go back and forth on, and I hear different perspectives where they're the chosen people, which I was like, I thought that went out the window. I thought that was gone. I thought we're all chosen because Jesus died on the cross for everyone, full stop. So I didn't know we still had chosen people. Interesting. And then it's also, well, there are like brethren, like they're like the Israelites. And I'm like, well, they're not Israelites. They're Jews.
They're Israel heavies.
Yeah. You're so funny and hot. So like, yeah, I get. So yes, you're not a Christian. You're just not the best Christian.
You're not a real Christian, like a real libertarian.
Yeah, you're not. Yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Some people in the church, when you're like, well, I just don't think war is a good thing. And they're like, so you don't support our Jewish brothers and sisters? And I'm like, if the shoe was on the other foot and it was Christians over there, the Jews wouldn't give two fucks.
It's facts.
So, no. I don't put any more value over there on their babies than I do the other babies, the pea babies. So, and because they wouldn't give two shits.
And there's always like genocides and things going around the world where babies are getting killed, and it's like, why don't they get this much press?
Like, they're not the right shade of baby.
Yeah, because they're like Indian usually. They're like
Ugandan.
Like no,
from really, Congo. Yeah, the Congo, Uganda, yeah, places where it's just. India, they're just not the right shade of caring.
I did hear a stat today.
Kamikaze's like, aren't I Goyim? Yeah.
There was a stat today that said Israel has killed more Palestinians in 1 month than Russia has killed Ukrainians in 2 years.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
And guess who armed them?
Us. So we're deserving. So since our government that we vote in does it, we're supposedly allowed to be, they can come get us too.
Well, according to Laura Loomer's logic, we should be overthrowing the government. Like, no, that was so dumb. And I was so proud of Dave for saying what he said. So because we haven't overthrown our government, and you don't even have to talk about conflict, like overseas conflicts. Waco.
Oh, girl.
Ruby Ridge. So I'm just saying, if that wasn't enough to overthrow at least the CIA, maybe not the whole government, just like that part of the government.
We could aim for the whole government.
Yeah.
We'll aim
for
the
ATF. Yeah, ATF. Yes, the ATF. That would even be an even smaller one to go after and more doable.
Yeah.
However, but we didn't. And so Laura Loomer says that Palestinian people should overthrow their government, their Hamas government, for being mean. And Dave said, so
and we're going to kill you if you don't. We're going to firebomb you if you don't.
Because we didn't overthrow the ATF over babies getting murdered in Texas. We should be killed too.
Right.
I mean, if this, then that. That's logic.
So I thought that was a great point. I thought that was just a great point, and one that I will continue to repeat. Which I think you can use on so many things, that Americans are so quick to finger wag at other places. And I'm like, tell me you don't understand geopolitics without telling me you don't understand geopolitics. Please make my day. Americans are, and I feel
like it's Satanist stuff too that controls the Israeli government. I swear they're doing spells or some shit,
It's not holy.
Yeah, but holy. They're using something that is very holy. Like, that's why separate it. It's like
right. They use
like
God.
blood sacrifice. It's blood sacrifice. That's all it is. So it's part of the whole. It's the whole thing, right? And when I say they, I'm not necessarily talking about the Jays. Okay, I'm talking about everybody involved
in government. Yeah. I mean, once you get up to a certain level.
Hey, Paul. Paul's in the chat.
Hey, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
But once you get up to a certain level of government, of power, of authority in the world, where does that come from? How do you maintain it? And I'm not convinced, Force Mommy,
right,
that it doesn't, because they have to keep people scared. They have to keep people in fear. They have to keep the red tape so intense and so tight, and so where you can't get through it. And probably blood sacrifices. Bohemian Grove is a real place, dude.
They're doing this shit.
What do you think they do over there? The only reason our president is standing is because of freaking adrenochrome. And where does that come from?
Little ones.
Your man says spells. Ask Susie about those. She's a witch.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Oh.
Boo.
Okay. He didn't start saying this till witches started taking off on TikTok, and he's like, "Oh, you do all this shit," and I'm like, "No, I don't. No, it's fine. I'm a chemist. We've come full circle back to the 1600s. It's like, oh, I was doing some math the other day, and they're like, witch. That's where I'm at.
That's really funny. That's so funny.
Cool. I did good in chemistry in high school, I remember, because it made algebra make sense to me. Because you use some I was like, oh, I get all this formulaic shit now when I'm putting it to a little bit more applicable things.
Something tangible. That's essentially that's what does it for a lot of people. I actually didn't do great at it in high school, and then I went to the Navy for a little bit and then got kicked out. And then I learned, I think science and engineering, I don't know, kind of creamed my Twinkie. So I went back to school, got a chemistry degree, and now I do cool shit like that. I don't know.
Now
I don't make meth, so. But now I'm a witch. So I'm not a scientist. I'm a witch.
How'd you get kicked out of the Navy? Wait a minute.
It sounds like
go back. Go back.
Oh, it was nothing major. I was under an 8-year contract. I got pregnant, and they picked me up. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I didn't fight anybody. There's nothing cool. I don't have anything like.
You could have made something up. I'm just saying, you totally could have made something up.
You had a good night, at least that one night. So
yeah, that one night. Yeah, that one night was awesome.
And now I have my son.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
My producer Paul, he's ex-Navy too. He just said it's not that hard to get kicked out.
No, I was in nuke field too. I was nuclear propulsion. It's like the cushiest school.
Oh, he was in some nuclear shit too. I bet you guys could talk.
We probably could.
He's smart like that.
He probably finished though, so.
Yeah, I think he did finish out his thing. I'm pretty sure. And now he's starting a new job, and that's exciting. Yeah, I don't know if you heard it, but. Yeah, so that's gonna be fun for him.
That's awesome. Good for Paul.
He says Charleston. I was Intel. If that means anything. There you go.
Awesome.
And like another thing with the spell. Okay, so you have the chemist. It's a witch thing, but like propaganda is literally a magic spell. I don't like why. Like it's an incantation that puts people under a spell to think things. I'm like, why can't we look at it that way? And because that's how they fucking look at it. They're using this energy shit and like they know when to release things. That's how they had COVID working. So that whole thing of COVID, they know exactly when to do this, that. They're like, okay, we're scaring with this. They had it all fucking planned out, and they're really it felt like people had a spell on them. Like they were just
like
everyone kind of glazed over to like common sense and just basic human respect. It's just like lost from their sight, from their vision. So I agree with you completely.
Yeah,
it was terrible.
And I guess anytime you go against your own, because they knew, like, here's the thing: these people knew it was bullshit, but they were going a lot. Like a lot of people did know. They were like, I just gotta do this. Like some of these, like they knew in their heart, like, wow, this is wrong, and we shouldn't treat another human like this. But they were under this spell, this mob. They're like that mob, and the mobs, they all do the same thing, kind of thing. So it's like, man. And I'm still fucking pissed about it. Like, again, that's why I'm going to fuck down there. That's why I'm going to be in their face so fucking hard now that they impeded on my life in such a way where I will never stop fucking bugging them. Like, I'm going to be up in their face, bugging them and doing shit all the time.
Hey, well, they changed our lives forever. They changed everything. They changed how we buy things. They changed the cost of things. They changed everything. So yeah, fucking annoy them for the rest of their life because they fucking deserve it.
Printed money so like they did. I mean, just that, fuck no, people dying and their loved ones not being able to touch them before they died or see them before they died. Like, crime against humanity. So not even crimes against humanity, which they should all go to the gulag for. The money that was printed. Duke read me a statistic the other day that said that. Oh, I'm going to get this wrong and he's going to be mad. That something about the dollar, the value of the dollar has decreased. It's like 17% between today and 2020. Mm-hmm. So like, oh my God, super sticker.
Not to sidetrack you, but real quick story about it. I said something today because First Shot's like he said I can't be there, and I go, oh well, First Shot's gonna miss something really cool, and then Amit just like this posted something that said breasts. He actually
was like the rock climber girl, right? The rock climbing gif.
Like, yeah.
That was good.
But anyway, the value of the dollars decreased like 17% of where it was in 2020, which is huge. And then like from like he said from 2000, you know, and like how much it's decreased since 2000. But like this period between COVID and now was the fastest decline of value in the dollar in like ever, you know, since like 1978, something like that, which was like one of the worst recession. I mean, that was almost a depression, right?
Yeah, it's a big one.
And so like now, anyway, I just thought that was crazy. I'm like, holy cow, dude.
That's
Like,
fast.
that's
Yeah, that's super
so
fast.
fast. Fuck these people, dude. Fuck them. And yes, FM, yes. The Crusader. FM, yes. We will not forget.
You do not fuck with pretty people, okay?
No, no. Put
sorry.
masks on us. Put masks on us. The only people that like masks are ugly people, dude.
Exactly.
For real, dude. Anyone that still wears a mask now, I'm like,
The fuck
you
is wrong
ugly.
with you?
because you ugly.
I mean,
and you
this is
know
how
it.
it should have always been. I'm ripping off a Sam Tripoli joke here. He's like, this is how it should have always been, though, where you could choose to wear them if you want. Because there's a ton of people wear. But you look fucking stupid doing it. And I can say that. Like, you know?
Yes. You know, I've never in any part or aspect of my life ever like oh hey Arm Dave. Oh. Never in my life have I ever been around a person that like required me to wear a mask, you know, that like up until 2020, right? Like that was only something that a doctor did. People that worked in hospitals.
Right. Where they encounter a lot of different, you know, exposures to pathogens and all kinds of different things that could actually happen. Not sitting next to your fucking aunt at Thanksgiving, like
no. I can't imagine if anyone in my family, like, I mean, my you know, we don't participate. We don't participate.
That's another topic too. Like why Forest Mama should stay mad, why we should all stay mad, why we should like keep pushing back. Think about what it did to families, like still with us, right? Like it split whole families because some people were like, this doesn't really sound right. And they're like, you're a racist now or whatever.
And
like,
that's what cults do. That's like the cults. Like it's where they try to they break you from your family. And that's what they were openly doing that, you know, like through the media, through whatever. Like, I can't believe it. Like, I just can't fucking believe it. And it was just getting worse and worse for a while. And like every time we all were trying to speak up, they beat our ass down. We banned us, whatever. Like, oh.
Yeah, dude, couldn't say COVID. Couldn't type COVID. I remember.
Did we get dinged for a COVID episode on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got in trouble just saying it.
I read a CDC article and I got caught for COVID misinformation.
Reading CDC on YouTube got in trouble for COVID.
Oh yeah. That's the same thing with if you were saying anything about the World Health Organization, that's where all my strikes were. It was every time Eric was on, and it was like it was the World Health Organization was they're monitoring YouTube. Like it says that on the strike. It was like this is not in compliance with who's shit. And it's like Jesus Christ.
Now those people are demonic. That whole organization is a demon on this planet. Like,
they're doing population control.
Yeah, I mean, like that. Like they want you to eat bugs. Like they're that whole thing is is demonic, for sure. And I'll put that on my mama. That's demonic, and they make way too many decisions.
And that's why these people they're not saying anything, moving on again, because they knew it was wrong in the moment. And they're like, well, we'll just move on silently and like, just gonna like
Homer Simpson into the bushes.
Exactly.
It's so crazy. So crazy that they're able to make as many decisions and like world health. That's just so new world order. That's where it's gonna come from. Like the NWO isn't gonna come from like
I'm worried about.
Yeah. It's not gonna come from like superpowers joining for like no. It's gonna come from those assholes, and they're gonna be the UN. The UN is just gonna be the World Health Organization, which has way too much authority in every country. Like in every part of the world, they have autonomy. Whenever it's time for them to come in, they just shut it down. Yeah.
Yeah, and like that people make fun of like, a woman scorned, we never fucking let it go. And I'm like, I'm actually a pretty chill person. Like I don't I'm not a nag, whatever. And I'm like, I put all my energy now into being a scorned woman with this shit, and I will not let them go. And I will be catty, and I will be bitchy, and I will be like everything about it, and I will not shut. I'll be like a woman, and I won't shut up about it, and like that. They can't.
I don't care how terrible I sound. I'm so mad I couldn't vacation.
Yeah, they upset your whole life.
Like, how petty that sounds.
I didn't hear. Oh, she's so mad at what?
I'll never get that time back with my kids.
Like, that she wasn't able to do about vacations.
Gone, it's gone. You can't get that back. I mean, you still got to go like a couple places, but yeah, I mean, you couldn't go to Cedar Point because the restrictions were so much. I'm not wearing a mask outside in the heat. That's not happening. And then just like a lot of places we would want to go to, they just had so many restrictions that it wouldn't even be fun, or like everything's closed or whatever. So yeah, that's time with my kids on like things we would have been able to do that you never get back.
There's permanent damage for sure.
Yeah.
Not like I was teaching at the end of that. I was teaching chemistry in Florida actually. And it was horrible what it did to all school ages of children. Like you said, it's the time with their families that they'll never get back. So it's like it altered everyone forever. Now every child thinks they have some sort of anxiety disorder when really they just missed out on the opportunity to socialize, like those critical years. Yep. And now they're like, oh, I have anxiety, I have this. I was like, no. I mean, that does exist. Anxiety disorders do exist. Mental illnesses do exist. I'm not denying that, but not all of you fucking have it. You can't.
You're 9. You're 9.
And it's because they're not
9 years old.
Mechanisms. Because you do feel these things, but you cope with it and you work through it, and you don't
it's fucking life. It's adversity. It's experience.
Everybody else do it. Make everyone else's problem.
It's also not a truth. Stop.
I think it's almost like people think they should be happy and comfortable all the time. And you're not going to be happy and comfortable all the time. You're going to get anxiety over things. I get anxiety every time I step on a roller coaster, but I still do it.
Alice loves her Cedar Point and roller coasters. So yeah, I get why you were pissed off. Like now knowing you and through your Cedar Point season, through like how much you love it, it's like I get how bad.
Mine was concerts. I've been to every single year of my life, music festivals, at least 2 a year for forever. I'm 33, forever. I started going to Warped Tour when I was 14. So and then all of a sudden,
did you have like emo haircuts?
I still have an emo haircut. I just don't use a straightener. This is an emo haircut. I just don't use a straightener. I use a roll brush now because I'm an adult. But if I use
like
a straightener, like a grown up, I blow it out. But if I took a straightener to this baby, yes, and you tease up back here, I still got it, baby. And so they took that. They were like, yeah, no more. And I'm like, that was always like Alice. That's what I always look forward to. So it's like work, grind, save up, like, no, we're not going to do that because we're going to do this in a few months. And like all of a sudden that part of my life, that part of my community where I would go meet people and kind of like this, like the internet became that community for me. That's where I went, and I found Liberty Twitter and hey, Front Porch.
This is Brian. It's his birthday today. So happy birthday, Brian.
Happy birthday, Brian. Oh. But yeah, they took all that from us. And going back to the kids in school today, it's going to take like
another generation.
Yes. Before they'll ever be like regular classroom. And look, and don't take it like CD's advocating for regular classrooms because I think that's garbage too.
Right. We can,
like kids sitting, like 3 feet apart for lunch and wearing masks, all the
Yes.
I'm so glad that we started homeschooling before COVID started. I wish we would have homeschooled from the get-go, because the things I'm able to shelter my son from is very different than what I was able to shelter my daughter from. But yeah, but then I would like think about it, like we have a lot of land where we are. Not a ton, but we have a couple acres. But there's like so many single moms in our area that are living in apartments, and you close down our playgrounds, you close down the parks. These kids are just sitting in this small 2-bedroom apartment. I'm not knocking on them. It's just when you don't have anywhere else to go, that's horrible. Like that, I mean, at least my kids, they could go outside. I had friends who weren't as freaked out about COVID. Like we were kind of careful, but like my kids still saw some of their friends. If they weren't like completely cut off from everything. And of course, like we could just go in our backyard, we played games, did all that stuff. But yeah, for the kids that were just
that space.
I mean, and then my kids were cut off from some of their family for a couple years, because some of our family like would not see people while COVID was going on.
That's tragic. It's really tragic. That's all tragic.
I had a friend reach out to me, she's a good friend. I even talked to her since before COVID. Not like we didn't stop talking or anything, just we didn't talk. And she's been a public school teacher for 26 years. She's never been union. And so she's just like, she knows like how I am. She follows my Instagram, which I'm pretty me on there too with my politics. So she's like, hey, do you know anything about micro schools and like blah, blah, which, so it's like, it's cool. She reached out to me, and then I got her connected with some people, and it's just like, there's got to be other options, you know.
That's like, what I want to do. Y'all know that's what I want to do. As soon as I'm certified,
well, maybe you should move out here, because she's gonna start it, and you would love her. She's like one of those. She's like, if you had like, she's like, they got to be the sweetest teacher. This is the sweetest face you see in their little lives. You know, it's just like, she's really so beautiful, and she's like,
I want to
do it.
There's a lot of options for like elementary school kids. So I want my certifications. Y'all know I want junior high and high school with the hard ones. And so once I have certifications in that, because these kids like these pods and these micro schools, whatever you want to call them, like they're starting out, so they start with the little ones, and then but they're gonna need but they're gonna need high school certified teachers to be able to teach them when they're older. So if I'm certified in junior high and high school, after a few years in the classroom getting what I need done with the state, so that way everything is it's smooth, they can go here, and then I can grade their stuff.
That's like been my dream too. Like that's what I mean, being a chemist, of course, lab shit's amazing and I have fun with it. But I taught for I love teaching. I teach high school kids and at some lower college level. But that was always my dream. Go to Tennessee, get a bunch of land, do what we got to do. There's a lot of rural community up here where a lot of people are against what the state is doing, what public education is doing. Like that was my dream too. I think it's funny that we're all kind of like, yeah, small schools. And I'll fucking teach your kids.
Yes.
How to blow shit up and how to do stuff.
And I don't have any kids, but I'll teach them how to do if they forestry work, they can come run up and down the hills cutting down trees and shit. Because that's good training for them. That's just
absolutely
it is good training.
I've always wanted to.
Point came to you.
What?
I shipped the point came to you for like a week.
I will tire him out, and I will not be nice. I will be the mean aunt. Like, but I'll be nice. I'll be nice for a reward. It'll be total devouring mother shit, but like he'll love it. He'll love it.
Go run again. Go do it again. Well, I might say my degree's in political science and economics, and but I didn't like get out like you. I didn't get out of college and like go immediately into a classroom. So I've lived a lot of life. I've managed. I
did the same thing. That was my third career.
Yeah. So see, okay. Well, thank you so much for saying that. That makes me feel better because I've done. My resume is insane. But what I did right out of college, I managed campaigns, local campaigns. I had 5, and I worked for an incredibly awesome political consultant. He'd been a political consultant for 40 years in the parish I was in Louisiana. And so grateful for that experience, and that led me into sales. I've done all kind of things.
Yeah, isn't that neat when you can
It
do
is
that?
super cool.
I did cosmetic research, drug development, and all these other things before I became a teacher, and I brought that experience with me. So
Yes.
you have real world experience to tell them what's
what a
important.
novel idea.
Yeah. So it's like, I think it's so good. And then that way it's like, look, man, I'm not here. Like, I don't care if you learn Shakespeare. Okay. Like, that's not important. You're right. You're not going to need that like ever in your life. Like, I'm not
If
here
you're
to tell
into
you that.
it, great, but like,
Yeah. But I'm here to tell you that, that, the critical thinking skills that we can get from reading this and inferring about Shakespeare will get you somewhere in life. And that you can, we can do all kind of things. But whatever I did, when I think about like micro schools, I think about like projects for like the semester and all the different ways that you can. So like digging a well, I use this as an example all the time. But like the project of just digging a well, you have to plan it. So there has to be a team of planners. There has to be a project manager, and there has to be math, science, history of the land. We need to survey the land. We need to make sure we can dig here. How do we go get that? How do we find that out?
critical thinking, like you said,
all
like just
that,
a
like,
comprehensive view of it. Yeah.
yes, and like, you wouldn't know that you need, before you can dig somewhere, you need to go find out where local government. Let me teach you about local government. So, and how it all strings together. So you would have to call these people at the state, and then you have to go get a plat from your local clerk of court, and like that
That's
way
brilliant.
you can. It's not just, and then every person on the that I'm teaching, they rotate what their roles. So maybe I learned, okay, you're better with your hands. You're not good at people. And that's okay. We're going to work on that. Maybe you don't like dirt. You don't want to use your hands. You want to do the management. You want to do the planning. You want to do that. That's great. We need planners. Like, and that way you can play to people's strengths instead of just, why does everyone need to learn? Yeah, not everyone needs to learn geometry, bro.
Or go to college to learn DEI and CRT.
No,
and then
a bunch of you
going like, this is how I'm intersectionality. Like, just say intersectionality, a whole bunch of shit. Like, that's the thing.
We're gonna stop. Normalize not going to college. Normalize go and do something else. Normalize
100%.
Go do something else.
I pushed like crazy. Like, I knew for a fact not everyone in my class taught chemistry and AP chemistry. Not everyone needs that class. I know that. However, I pushed kids toward the welding academy, the plumbing academy, the trade school academies. And sure as shit, I had a student come back like 2-3 years later. He's an underwater welder making 3 times what I make in the middle of the year. And he brought his notebook that he kept from my class and said, I used it the whole first year. Like, he didn't go to college. He's not in debt. He's not like falling into this like liberal arts shit you have to go through first. Like, that's exactly. If I made one difference in all my past years of teaching, I'm happy that was it.
That's so. If that's all, that's huge. Yeah. That's so huge.
Well, and all the trades,
$180,000 a year. He's 23 years old.
Yeah, and then they can. It's so much easier to go and make your own business or be independent when you can do a trade like that. Like, it's just like there's so much more options to it. It's just like, but these people are like, yeah, I graduated with this like whatever poli-sci gender studies degree, and like I deserve, but they're just like HR. Like, what job is
HR.
that? HR. That's all it is. Like, that's it. It's
and they're not even good at it. They're not good at it.
I'm older millennial, and like that, it was my generation where they're in the 90s. They started like demonizing the trades and blue collar, because all the boomers were making more white collar money. Yeah, and they're like college. They like, and if you weren't a bad kid in school, you really didn't go to the counselor or anything. And those are the people who knew about these others, because there were other programs at my school where you could, like my brother a couple years before me graduated with his HVAC cert. Like there's things that were available, but if you don't know about it, you don't know about it. And yeah, I saw it all happen. I'm like, but my dumb ass still knew not to take out a school degree and not to go to college because I was already working and on my own, and like then I would do some college, and I'm like, why am I paying for this when I'm getting paid to do other shit? And I could go get into like side job too and make more money. Like it's just, I'm like, okay, so it's because everyone's they're so victim. Which I'm sure they were pushed and pressured into this to taking those loans to some extent, but they like, I'm like, hey, my dumbass knew not to do it then. Like it wasn't that hard to fucking figure out.
It's still a choice.
Yeah, it was their choice.
I have to go get ready for we have our show coming up here soon. So
I gotta go. That's true. I know we gotta get going too.
Yeah, we gotta probably go.
We got Luna from Anarchist Beauty is gonna come on tonight. If you guys want to turn it on in the background or something.
Yeah, plug your stuff. Plug your shows again.
Yeah.
Like
plug it.
You plug it. Okay.
Plug it, baby.
Yeah, so 8:30, we've got Not a Real Podcast. Luna from Anarchist Beauty. She started a new homesteading group on Facebook and somewhere else. I'll have to have her plug it. But homesteading, recipes, how-tos, like starting kind of your own deal, homeschooling. So she's going to give us a rundown on how she's doing that. And she's on all these co-ops and she's fucking goals and gorgeous. And
awesome. Yeah, everyone tune into that.
Like all of you. Thank you so much for having me on too.
Yeah,
we're so happy you were here.
Bye.
Bye.
Do other girls have anything you want to plug or?
Shit,
I want to put my finger right down that cleavage.
Oh,
I wish I could come through it somehow.
I was trying to take.
If I was in person with you, I would have to do it. I would do it at the right appropriate time where it would be funny, like but you just gotta.
I know. No, it was so funny because Duke was funny watching me. He saw everything on Twitter and he comes upstairs and he's like, what? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry
I'm doing something. Okay. I'm doing something. Leave me alone. No. What?
RJ says plug the boobas. They're plugged.
Plug the boobies.
Show Bob's cloth off. Show Bob's. That's like my favorite flapper. That's my favorite. No, what was I was gonna plug something, but then I forgot. I was gonna say sorry. That was loud, everyone. Sorry, my bad. I did want to point out that news came out today that Snoop Dogg is quitting smoking. So
yeah.
I'm not naive enough to think that he's going to give up weed.
Right.
I think he's probably just done smoking because he's probably on the path to cancer if he doesn't give it up.
He's gonna be down with the edibles.
I'm gonna say he's gonna be down with the edibles. You're gonna see a whole Snoop line. But I am just saying that the fact that he can like recognize in his health that like smoking is not good for me, and like while he's been like a huge part of that culture. I mean, I know he was a big part of that for me. I thought that was cool that like that he came out publicly said it, publicly said like you're not gonna see me smoking blunts, you're not gonna like I said, I'm not naive enough to believe like Snoop Dogg quit marijuana. I just think that I just thought it was neat that he came out and then publicly said it. It takes a lot to admit out loud that like, hey, this isn't working, this isn't serving me anymore, and I got to give it up. Other than that, I don't remember what I was going to plug.
Just shout out Snoop Dogg, man. Shout out Snoop Dogg.
Yep.
Shout out for
Alice.
How about you, Alice? Are you guys are streaming for a while? Are you, or are you gonna be on any shows with the boys or anything? Yeah.
Just taking a break, taking it easy for now.
Yeah.
But
really
I am like I
do.
Really good. I miss it and then I don't miss it. Like I don't miss having to set up and get everything ready. But I think too, because we're waiting and we'll be able to make some changes that you'll be able to hear us better. Our background will be better. We'll just have
no
an all
echoes sometimes and shit.
Yeah, it's going to be a better setup. Once I'm ready, I'm going to talk to Paul and have him help me figure some stuff out. But when we do come back, it's going to be bigger and better than ever.
I asked Duke for a better camera. I asked Duke for a better camera for Christmas, so I was like, if you get a better camera, because he's on Justin Campbell's sports show. Something with a watch.
I like Justin Campbell.
He was my first Liberty friend. He's amazing, and I love him.
He was like my first podcast I ever went on. Like he invited me on. So he's always like, I was the first one. And I'm like,
Justin definitely turned me on to you. Because I was like, where are the girls? Like, why am I like, where are the girls? And I was like, I don't need just girls. I want the cool ones. And he was like, oh, go follow Forest Mommy. And he gave me like a couple other names, but like, yeah, that was way back when. And he was like, she's super anti-COVID too. So I was like, okay, that's what I'm talking about. That's back when the Mises Caucus was like super no girls allowed. And you had to be cool.
Now guess what? I'm getting men and women start coming out. Like
it's amazing.
I got 2 new girls out, and like
it's amazing.
We're so growing. Good. We're having fun out here. Like it's all good.
Yeah, I remember back when.
Yeah, I don't have anything to plug really. I'm not running a campaign anymore, which is really nice. Yeah, everyone follow me, Forest Mommy on Twitter, and. Yeah, that's it. I think this was a good episode. Susie's awesome. Yes. Thanks everyone for watching. Yeah, thanks for the super chats we got. And everyone have a good rest of your Thursday. We're peace and out.